Hey, house guests! Welcome to today's Big Brother 22 updates and spoilers. Woo! Our house guests of the day are Linda Williams and Lori Iqbal. Thank you both so much for the support. We could not do this without you, and we appreciate it so much. So thank you again. And if you guys want to be house guests of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. Oh my goodness. What a day, man. What a day. I'm telling you guys right now, this shit is crazy. I already had to start I'm in a binder now. I had to start a new binder today because I already filled up the first notebook. It's a lot. But yeah, it's been a wild 24 hours. Things started off slow, but I'm telling you, hang in there because it's going to get crazy. So before we get started, I want to thank our super chatters. So I see we already have one today. Jody Cortez, thank you so much for the support. Amazing. And then I also want to thank yesterday's super chatters, of course. So we've got Rigo's Life, Bexy Ass JJ McBroom, ORPW90, Jody Cortez. I forgot how to say this name. Is it Aya or Aria? Aya? Thank you so much. I'm so sorry. I suck at names. Big Bro Watcher 22, Michelle Noel Creations, Jefferson Tucker, John Cordero, Julie Smith and Nini, Naomi Jade and her mom Autumn, D Gator, S Dean, and M Murray COJ. Thank you so much. And I see that Jefferson Tucker, thank you. Again, you guys are all amazing, and we could not do it without you. Anita Star, Angela H, oh my God! So, thank you all so much. I'm going to thank everybody all together at the end. Do I keep the notebooks? I do have some. I know we already got rid of a bunch, but if you guys are interested, maybe I could, send them to you. I don't know. Maybe we could do some sort of, a giveaway or something. If you're into that, we'll see. Couple of tries, couple of guys, what? Yeah, let's get into today's stuff because we have a lot to discuss. Okay, so, when we left off yesterday, Kaser and Christmas are up on the block. We know that. Not much campaigning was going on either side. Not a lot of attention has been on this eviction. Everybody's looking ahead to next week. I mean, Christmas knows that she's good, so she's just been going around to people every once in a while being like, did I have your vote? And they're like, yeah. But nobody's willing to stick their neck out for Kaser to even just, talk about him staying. It's so sad and so upsetting. But anyway, the Slick Six is about to implode. We've got Danny on one side, we've got Day and Bailey on the other side, and it's going to get wild. So Enzo, Tyler, and Cody are pretty much just riding the middle of that, Whichever girl wins, if one of them wins, they're going to encourage that person to go after the other side of the Slick Six. So Enzo and Tyler seem to want Danny out next. I don't know. They're all over the place. Cody definitely wants Day out. He does not want Danny to go because that's his girl in the house. Yeah. So anyway, Cody and Enzo have a game chat in the HOH room. And Cody says that Bailey told Christmas that there are two people from the camera room playing the whole house. So just to recap here, Christmas told Danny about this, and now Danny told Cody, and now Cody is telling Enzo. So Cody says, she could be talking about me and Nicole. I mean, yeah, that would be a good guess, considering the wall yeller. I think a lot of people will be grouping Cody and Nicole together, which it's insane that they weren't already. But yeah, it's a good guess that's who she's talking about. But it could also be Cody and Danny, right? So Enzo says, even if Bailey is saying that, you are not the target. So don't get all frazzled and freaked out. And Cody says, well, Bailey's my target now because she said my name. She didn't though, unless your real name is two people from the camera room playing the whole house. So he's kind of making himself guilty here because his name has not been said yet. But anyway, Cody says, please, Bailey, say my name. You just know. Cody has been waiting for any reason to target Davon and Bailey. He's been waiting for anything to pop up so that it would be like a legit reason to nominate them. But Enzo's like, I think it's more Davon. Of course he's going to say that because Enzo doesn't want Bailey to go. He knows that he has a better relationship with Bailey, so he would much rather see Day go first. He also reminds Cody, Bailey didn't mention any names yet, so let's not freak out. So then Enzo says, Day and Bailey, they know that Danny is playing the whole house. And Cody's like, well, why would I get linked to that? Come on, man. Come on. At least own your shit, right? So Enzo says, if Bailey wins HOH, don't worry. I'm going to tell her to put up Danny and Nicole, not you. Like, I'm going to steer her clear of putting you up if that is something that she's saying. So then Cody was talking about how he's also upset with Day about the whole David Guys Alliance rumor thing. Because remember, David told Day that there's a Guys Alliance. And when Cody asked David, did you tell Davon? He said no. So he's not sure if it's David lying or if it's Davon lying. But of course, he's going to say that it's Davon. So Cody's like, why is Day believing David over me? We're supposed to be in an alliance. Like, what's going on here? So at this point, Cody's getting so frantic. He's talking so fast. He's spiraling. Woo! It's been a messy week for Cody. So Enzo says that Day is just trying to get Cody to target David. Not really. But Cody says it doesn't matter. He's got an F ton of ammo against Day. He says if David wins HOH, he's going to let David know that Day was trying to get him on the block this week instead of Kevin, which is true. She was like, why are we not putting David up when he's got my name in his mouth, She thought that was ridiculous. But I think Day would be able to smooth that over with David and explain that was when we were not cool and now we are. So let's just move forward. Right? Okay, so anyway, Danny and Nicole were chatting on the Sky Bridge, and Danny was like, all right, what do I do if Bailey and Day tell Christmas that I'm in an alliance with them? She says, I don't care what the guys say to her. Like, I don't care about them. What am I going to say? Damn. So she's worried that Christmas is not going to trust her anymore if something like that comes out, because she already told Christmas that she's not close with Day and Bay. So then if Christmas hears like, oh crap, Danny's aligned with them, she's going to be like, I can't trust this girl. Who's calling me? I don't know that person. But anyway, yeah, Christmas named her kid Loyal. So I think she's going to be pretty pissed if she finds out something like that. So Nicole says, oh, I don't think that Christmas is going to put you up. Why would that information about the 6-6 even come out anyway? So Danny reminds her, remember how Bailey told Christmas that she's got info for her and she'll tell her if she wins HOH? That's what I'm talking about. Remember, you're the one who told me. So Nicole says, I'm thinking that that's about me and Cody now, not you and Cody. Because before she was saying, I think that Bailey is going to try and throw Danny and Cody under the bus. But now Nicole is saying it's going to be herself and Cody, especially with like the bullhorn incident. Sorry. So Danny's like, no, I think it's me and Cody. So they're just going back and forth, explaining like why it's going to be them and Cody and not the other, whatever. Honestly, if it's about somebody playing both sides of the house, she should be talking about Danny and Cody. Because what is Nicole even doing? She's just sitting around gossiping, talking crap all day, right? Danny is playing both sides. It's not like Nicole has alliances going with Day and Bailey. Okay, so then Danny has a new theory. She thinks that Bailey is trying to get a group together with Day, Kevin, David, and Christmas. That would be 5. That would be a majority next week, possibly. So she's kind of nervous about that. They're not going to get Christmas. But I think a lot of people are also realizing Christmas is like kind of easily swayed. Like, I don't know if we can trust her. So Danny and Nicole are both saying that they're going to gun hard for this next HOH. They know how important this is. They know that things could be changing. Things could be switching up with this next HOH. So they're feeling like they can't be throwing competitions at this point anymore. And Cody is also saying that he's going to gun hard for it. But Danny and Nicole agree they don't want to have to put up Bailey and Davon, because it would really suck and it would be really awkward. So yeah, they're not feeling great about that, but at the same time, they know if they don't win HOH, there's a chance that they could be going up on the block themselves, and they like that less. Okay, so Danny says that she told Tyler about the whole Bailey and Christmas thing. Bailey saying that she had info for Christmas if she wins HOH, and Tyler wouldn't listen to her. He told her, Danny, you're just being paranoid, and Danny really didn't like that. And she said, it's so frustrating. And I was like, woo! Because I've been waiting to hear her say that all season. That is like classic Danny, right? So we finally got to hear it. But she and Nicole are both worried about Tyler. They're not really sure where they stand with him. They're worried. They should be. Okay, so Danny says she's going to try and get the Slick Six together for a meeting, and she wants to try and make them feel comfortable. So just in case Day or Bailey win HOH, they won't target her or Nicole, right? She's not actually planning on like working with them for real, but she wants to make sure their asses are covered. And remember too, I just want to mention Nicole is not in the Slick Six, but she knows about it. Okay. So after this conversation was over, Nicole is up on the Sky Bridge by herself. Tyler is like running laps back and forth upstairs. So he's like running right by her, but Nicole whispers to the cameras, oh my God, what a mess. She says, I don't know if Tyler is on my team or not. He shouldn't be threatened by me, but maybe Bailey's his number one. She says, I think Tyler is flipping on us. She also says she doesn't know who she would put up if she wins HOH, because she's already made a deal with Davon that they're not going to go after each other. Like, she would like to get rid of Bailey, but she does not want to have to put up Davon. But she doesn't know how she's going to get around that, because, it's going to be tough if you don't put them up together. What if you put up one and the other one wins Power Veto and saves that one? Like, it's all a whole big thing. All right, so then Day and Bailey were chatting in the comic bedroom, and Day says, Danny came up to me asking if we're having a Slick Six meeting tonight. Blech. So they're not feeling so happy with Danny right now, so they don't want to do this meeting, but if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. So they agree that Danny's two-faced. Bailey says that Danny walks around with a snarky face all day, but then as soon as she's hanging out with like the nucleus or the core, she's laughing her head off, having the time of her freaking life. So, yeah, they see right through it. So then Bailey shares that she had a conversation with David that went well. He's still on board for the three of them to go far into this game together. And he thinks it would be smart to use it to their advantage that people think that Day and David are still at odds. He feels like they should keep that up. Don't let people know that they're actually cool. Okay. So then Day says that Kevin has been trying to get Kaser to blow up people's games before he leaves. And they agree, yeah, Kaser should do it. What does he have to lose? And then they say something so freaking sad. They say, even if there's a battle back and Kaser comes back, everyone's just going to get him out immediately again anyway. That's so sad. And also, I just can't believe that with all of the revelations this week and all of the craziness about like the core and like this big alliance and group working together, there still has not been an attempt to flip the vote and keep Kaser. Like, not even a little sniff of it, like nothing. It's insane. So anyway, Day and Tyler were having a game chat in the lounge, and Tyler tells her, so Danny, I'm hearing, is now worried that you and Bailey are going to try and flip on the Slick Six. So this, of course, is about the Christmas information that Bailey went to Christmas and said, I have information for you if you win HOH, blah, 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 blah. Okay. He does not mention Christmas, though. He doesn't mention that that's what it is, because he is super tight with Christmas, and he does not drop her name. So Tyler says, okay, I've been trying to keep Danny at bay just in case she wins HOH, but I wanted you to know that that's her thinking now. She thinks that you guys are going to blow up the Slick Six. So Tyler says, if we do have a Slick Six meeting tonight, you and Bailey just need to stick to the story that you want Memphis out. Okay, because that's what they were saying before. And then when Danny had her little date with Bailey the other day, and she was asking her, who are you targeting? And Bailey was like, not really Memphis anymore because his back is all messed up. So, like, he's not a threat anymore. Danny was freaked out by that. It was like, well, who are you targeting? And she wouldn't say. So that was a red flag. So Tyler's saying, like, if you switch up what you're saying, that's going to make Danny even more suspicious, and she's really going to think that you guys are going to flip. So you need to just, like, stick to the story that you are targeting Memphis. So Day is just like, I don't freaking get Danny. Like, where is this all coming from? What's the deal? She also thinks that Danny snatched up Christmas. Yeah. And they agree that she definitely has Nicole. Obviously. Okay, so then Day says, on another note, Tyler, Kevin wants to work with me and you. And Tyler's like, that's dope. I love Kevin. He says they don't really talk that much. And Day says, oh, he's just shy. Like, he definitely wants to talk to you more. And Tyler's like, that's great because Kevin is a lot stronger than people think. And we can really use someone like that down the line. Okay, so Tyler brings the conversation back to Danny. I don't mean he tells Danny. I mean, he's still talking to Day, and he brings up Danny again. So he says he doesn't not like anyone this season, but there's just something about Danny that doesn't click with him. Yeah, you could see there's been tension between them like the whole season. They just don't get along. So Day says, yeah, Danny was rubbing a lot of people the wrong way in the beginning, but Cody was just like so gung-ho about working with Danny and having her in the alliance. So yeah, they're like stuck with her. So Day says, what are we doing? Are we going to get down to the final 6 and then Danny's the first to go from our group? Or are we going to get rid of her before then? And Day says, in my opinion, I think we should get rid of Danny soon because Danny would try to poison the jury. Oh, hell yeah. If you think she's playing like crazy now, wait till she gets in that jury house. So Tyler's like, okay, but if we go for her next week, then we're only going to have 5, and that's not as good as 6. So he says, I don't think Danny would strike at you guys yet. I think we still have some time before that happens. And I'm like, what the F? Because Tyler has been saying all week that they're going to go for Danny next. Even he would put her up on the block. And now he's changing his tune. So what's going on here? I thought he wanted her out ASAP. He's definitely backtracking here. So Day's like, all right, well, if I win HOH, who should I target? And Tyler suggests Memphis? Boo. I don't know what this is all about, but Day is like, I guess I'm cool with that. But, like, he's not really a huge threat right now because his back is all messed up. So should we really be going for him? Tyler's like, you know what? If he's not with us, he's against us. Plus, that would keep things smooth with Danny and the Slick Six for now. Like, we don't need to blow things up yet. Boo. Okay, so then Tyler and Christmas have a game chat in the lounge. It's a meeting of the Carolinas. Okay, so she's talking about how great her eviction speech is going to be. No, it's not. It's terrible. It's horrible. It's awful. I hate it. So she says, this is All Stars. I'm going to bring my A game. Honestly, I'm pissed that we're going to have to hear it again tonight. Like, I'm not happy about it. So if you guys haven't heard it yet, she's doing like some stupid poem thing that she came up with. I went through it in yesterday's spoiler. Like, I can't talk about it anymore because I hate it so much. But anyway, Christmas says that Danny's spinning out a bit. This conversation is like a big info dump because Christmas and Tyler have their like final 2 deal or whatever, and they meet up every once in a while and just share all their information. So Christmas says Danny's spinning out a bit, and she also shares that Bailey was talking to Christmas the other night, and she asked her, who's your untouchable? Meaning, like, who would you not put up ever if you win HOH? And Tyler says, whoa, that's like asking someone who their final two is. So Christmas says, I didn't answer her. But Bailey said that Day is her untouchable. Duh. Okay, that's not like this huge revelation. But anyway, Tyler says, I just wanted to let you know that Enzo and Cody love you. They borderline want to make an alliance with you, but Cody doesn't want to get into like double dipping since we already have the committee. So then Christmas is like, yeah, I really like Enzo. He's straightforward. He's loyal. He doesn't like what Day, Danny, and Bailey are doing. And then Tyler says, well, those three girls, like they all tried to make a BS alliance with me, Cody, and Enzo, like the one I was telling you about. Ugh. So Christmas does know about the Slick Six already? And Danny's like freaking out, like, what's gonna happen if Christmas finds out about the Slick Six? And apparently she already knows. So the feed's cut like right after he said that, so we didn't get Christmas's reaction to it, but I guess she already knows. So anyway, then Christmas is sharing how Bailey said that she would give her names of, targets, people that are playing both sides of the house if she wins HOH. And Tyler's like, they're just trying to get other people to do their dirty work. It's such bullshit. That's what everybody's doing this season, and it's super annoying. So Christmas says, I've got no problem putting Bailey and Day up on the block next to each other. And Tyler says, me neither. I don't even know what to believe out of Tyler's mouth anymore because he's telling everybody something different. But Christmas says she's good with David and Kevin. She's not really sure if they would be upset if she does put up Bay and Day as planned, but she said she doesn't care. She's still going to do it. She's talking about how she wants to leave her mark on this game. It's not the mark I'd want to be leaving, but that's just me. So Christmas spills how Enzo this week was talking about pulling Kevin into an alliance with them. And then we find out that Bailey would definitely be Christmas's target between Bailey and Davon. Christmas says Bailey's getting a little too comfortable and a little too sassy. Oh my God. So she says Bailey doesn't recognize her entitlement. And then Tyler's like, well, if you put her up, you got to be prepared. And Christmas finishes that thought, for the wrath. Oh, damn. So Tyler's like, well, we would all have your back if you make that move. I guess Tyler is like firmly in the middle here, and I'm not really sure what he actually wants to see happen. I'm sure he wants Danny, Bailey, and Day all to go, but I don't know the order of operations for him. Okay, so then they talk about Bailey not being able to separate personal and game, and Christmas says about Bailey, you just lost yourself jury for that. What are you, her mom taking away her screen time? Oh my God. Talk about entitlement. So Tyler says Bailey poisoned the jury against him, and she'll do the same to somebody else. Okay, so then moving on. Cody, Enzo, and Tyler are up in the HOH room. And they, after a lot of debate, they have landed on a name for their alliance. And it is Triple Threat. But it's special because the E's are the number 3. So they each have names within the alliance. Enzo is the Shundance Kid. Tyler is the Bandit. And Cody is Zuko. I guess it's supposed to be like Danny Zuko, but also he wanted to like differentiate it and make sure that they could actually use it by spelling it with an S. So it would be like Suko. But then Tyler was like, people on Twitter are going to write out like Enzo, Tyler, and Sucko are in the HOH. That would actually be hilarious. Oh my God. Cody is Sucko. But anyway, they talk about how Kaser hasn't really campaigned at all this week, not to them anyway, and they suspect he may try and blow things up on his way out. He might. I don't think he's really decided yet what he's going to do. But then Tyler was talking about how Davon and Bailey are really blowing it with Danny, with the whole like saying they're not going to target Memphis anymore. but then not saying who they are going to target. Like, that was a big screw up. And he also said that he wants to see Christmas win HOH, and she would put up Day and Bay. So I guess that's what he wants. Like, I don't know what Tyler wants. I don't know what you want. I wish we could see some diary room sessions from him. Okay. So then Ian and Kaser are in the key bedroom, and Ian says, this effing sucks. He wishes there was some way that Kaser could stay this week. Tell me about it, right? Tell me about it. So Kaser says, I'm not one to give up, but even if I blew up the house and I, wrecked all these people's games, he's not sure that it's going to do anything for him. So what's the point, right? So he says that big group has him locked in a stranglehold because they hold most of the votes. He can't even get votes from people that he's friendly with, like Day and Bay and like Ian. They don't want to stick their necks out for him. So then they start talking about Ian's theory of like what's going on in the house with like 2 or 3 overlapping alliances. And Kaser says that makes a lot of sense. And Ian says he's 99% sure that's what's going on. And he's pretty close. I mean, some of the details are a little bit off of like who's in what alliance, but the big picture is pretty accurate. So Ian tells Kaser, you are the smartest person that I've played with in 2 seasons. Aww. And Kaser says, wait, but you played with Dan. And Ian says, Dan is socially gifted. He is not smart. He says, Dan is charismatic and bright, but he's not exceptionally intelligent. So he's talking about like book smarts and like analytical stuff. But he says Dan is obviously very good socially. It's a different type of intelligence, right? There's so many different types of intelligence. So Kaser says, okay, Ian, if you win HOH, you really need to blow shit up. He says, these are your goals for your nominations. You need to target the glue holding the alliances together, and you need to get those alliances to implode and target each other. So you need to put up 2 people who are going to put that big group in a predicament where they don't know who to save, and it's going to cause a lot of infighting. So Kaser suggests putting up Tyler and Danny. Ooh. And then he figures Tyler's probably going to win the power veto and take himself down. And in that situation, you backdoor Cody. Oh my God. So Ian's like, I don't know. Like, that seems a little ambitious. I don't know if I can pull that off. You can. You can and you will. It would be amazing. But Kaser says, you can't just send someone home if you win HOH. Like, you have to burn this down. Woo! Okay, so then Ian says if he wins HOH, he also wants to focus on getting as much information as he can. And they agree that David and Enzo would probably start singing first because they feel like they are not in very strong positions within that big group. Okay. I think that could be a possibility. But I mean, Enzo, they're missing that Enzo is possibly in that inner core with Cody, not Nicole. They don't realize how embedded he is. They think he's more like on the fringe. So then Ian asks Kaser, are Day and Bailey on the same page? Like, are they in on all this information? And Kaser says, I'm going to give them the same info before I go. I feel like that was a mistake. We'll get there. But he recommends, yes, you should work with Day and Bailey. And Ian's like, yeah, I think maybe also Kevin. And Kaser's like, to an extent. So Kaser thinks that Christmas could also be someone for Ian to work with. No. Never Christmas. No. This is another thing. Nobody realizes that Christmas is also in with that big group. So they give her all this information and she just brings it right back to the group. It's so frustrating. Okay, so they talk about how Ian is just an insurance policy for Nicole because she knows that if she goes up on the block against Ian, he is going to go and she's going to stay. So Ian shares, this is an important bit of information. Hold on to this. Ian shares that Nicole has been telling him that Bailey and Day would nominate him and Nicole if they were to win HOH. So he feels like Nicole is trying to get him to target Day and Bay. And Kacer's like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. To be fair, Bailey was considering putting up Ian and Nicole before all this information started coming out, but now she's changed her tune. She's not planning on putting Ian up anymore. But still, Nicole was trying to get him to target them. So Kacer says Nicole's out for herself. And Ian says, I know. He wants Nicole to think that he is looking out for her. What? So then they were talking about how Cody's demeanor has completely changed since the bullhorn incident. And I have to agree, he has been a mess since then. He is all over the place. They feel like he seems guilty, uncomfortable, really defensive. Yeah, I could see it. Okay, so then moving on. The core four meet in the HOH room. So that's Danny, Nicole, Cody, and Enzo. And Nicole says, we have to win the HOH and get control of the game because I feel like we're losing control. So I feel like they've had control this whole entire time. Get over yourself. But anyway, she says people are being pulled into rooms, and it's not me. I'm not getting pulled into rooms. And Danny says, yeah, I think that Day and Bay are trying to recruit people for a new alliance. Kevin, David know that Christmas is with them. But if somebody from that group does win HOH next week and 2 people from the core 4 are nominated, they're going to be in trouble. They won't have the numbers. So Enzo says, you know what? I think it would be good for Ian to win the next HOH. I think we'd be good with him. And Nicole says, yes, I think so too. So Danny tells Nicole, you need to press in his head that the other side would put Ian up if they were to win HOH. So, we need to make sure he's going to target them. And Nicole says, don't worry. He knows. He's going for it 100%. Okay, so then Nicole leaves. She's like, oh, you guys, I'm going to go so you can have like your Slick 6 meeting or whatever. And they were like, that's for later. But anyway, Danny says when they do have the Slick 6 meeting, they want to get names out of Davon and Bailey. And they want to frame it in a way that they're not like, who are your targets? They want to get them to say who the group targets should be so they don't feel like they're being attacked or anything. So Cody is pissed because Davon and Bailey never really say anything at the meetings. They're never giving out information or saying what they want to do. So they're like, we need names. But Danny is like, we need to handle this really carefully because she wants to make sure that Day and Bailey feel comfortable just in case they win HOH. They don't want Day and Bailey coming after them if it can be avoided. So I mentioned that Nicole left. She went to the key bedroom to talk to Ian. And Nicole says her whole, people are being pulled into rooms. My gut tells me that there's an alliance forming. We need to get control back, blah, 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 blah. So she asks Ian, has anyone said anything crazy to you? And Ian says, no, nothing crazy. Ah! Okay, so Ian asks, do you think the vote's going to flip? And she says, no. Oh, man. So Nicole's like, you're not flipping, right? And Ian says, no. He's not happy about the phone. So Nicole asks, did Bailey say anything interesting to you the other night when you guys were talking on the hammock? And Ian says, no. He is like Jeff Probst after you lose a challenge. I got nothing for you. He is giving Nicole nothing in this conversation. So after it's over, Nicole leaves the room and Ian is like, no. He's making faces at the cameras. He's rolling his eyes. He is done with Nicole. Oh my God. Okay, so then Danny and Nicole are chatting in the HOH room. And Danny is talking about how much she likes Christmas, blah, blah, blah. She's figuring out what she's going to say to Christmas if Christmas finds out about the Slick 6. I don't remember what she freaking said. It wasn't that important. Whatever. Who cares? So it's garbage. Throw it out. So Nicole's like, yeah, Christmas is great. I love her. Okay. So then Danny's telling Nicole, you need to talk to Tyler more. He doesn't fully trust you. Not because he thinks you're sneaky or anything, but just because you guys haven't talked that much. And Nicole's like, well, I don't trust him either. He would probably put me up on the block if he wins HOH. And Danny's like, no, He's not going to do that. Like, you just need to talk to him. So she doesn't want to do it. But after some pushing from Danny, Nicole goes to the have-not room to talk to Tyler. It's like so bad. Nicole goes, so, how are you feeling? Do you trust me? She immediately goes into, do you trust me? And Tyler's like, yes, of course I trust you. He just felt like a dumbass because the whole Slick Six thing where he didn't realize that she knew about it and he was like trying to lie about it. So Nicole's like, I don't care. Like, I would have done the same thing in your position. Like, I don't care about it. Let's just move on from it. She's saying, like, if you need me to talk to you more to get you to trust me, like, I'll do it. Like, whatever you need. And Tyler's like, no, like, you don't have to, don't feel like you need to, like, maintain me and, like, talk to me a bunch. Like, we're on the same team. It's fine. Is it, though? I don't know about that. So then, a little break from the game. The house guests were all helping Bailey take out her braids last night. That's a fun activity. I think that would be really calming, right? And the have-nots got to eat at midnight. So they had their, like, have-nots giving thing. Cool. All right. There was also a lot of discussion yesterday. Tyler and Danny were not happy because Bailey has been eating their vegan food and she's not vegan. And they're like, we only get a limited amount, so that needs to stop. They were pretty pissed about it. But I don't know that anybody said anything to her directly. They were just talking shit. So anyway, later, oh my God, this is where things start to go off the rails, you guys. This is where it gets messy and upsetting. Okay, so later, Kaser is dropping all of the intel on Bailey like he told Ian he would. And he's saying, like, I'm not sure if I'm going to blow stuff up on the way out, but, like, even if I don't, I need to give you all this information so that you can blow stuff up. So, again, it was the same stuff that he was talking about earlier with Ian. And he was saying, I got to tell you something important here. Nicole has been telling Ian that you and Day would put the two of them up if you win HOH. And Bailey's like, wait, what? So that means that Nicole is trying to target them through Ian. So she's not happy about it. But Kaser says, Ian wants you to know that you're good with him. He's not falling for that. You guys are good. You should work together. Okay. So then Kaser also says, like, there's a boys alliance. There's one with Cody, Nicole, and Danny. And then Cody and Nicole are in the middle controlling everything. They are running everything. So Kaser again is saying, like, you need to blow up these alliances. So he says, if you win HOH, you should probably think about putting up Tyler and Danny to cause chaos. And then if one of them comes down, put up Cody. You know, make people choose sides, make them all freak out and fight within their group. So Bailey's like, yeah, if I win HOH, I'm effing shit up and I don't care. So at this point, I'm still like, yay, this is awesome. I love it. So then Kaser shares the same info with Day a little later. Okay, I'm still with it. Yay, this is awesome. But oh no, then he shares it with Christmas. No. So upsetting because you know that Christmas is going to bring this back to them. Okay, so we'll come back to that. But Bailey goes up to the HOH room to talk to Enzo. No, it's just getting bad. It's getting bad. It would have been fine if Christmas had just kept, or not Christmas, if Bailey and Day had just kept the information to themselves, but they didn't. So Bailey goes up to talk to Enzo, and she says, what is the deal with this all boys thing? What is it? You know, we've got this rumor going around. What are you doing? So Enzo's like, what are you talking about? Like the thing with David? We're not with David. He says, it's the thing that we're in. It's Tyler, Cody, and me. And he's implying that, like, there's a boys alliance, but also Day, Bailey, and Danny are in it. Like, the Slick Six is the boys alliance that everyone's talking about. And the girls just, like, happen to be in it. Some bullshit. Okay, so then Day comes in, and she's saying, Danny and Nicole gotta go. They are trying to use Ian to take us out. Oh my God. Why are you telling them that you know this? Oh my God. So Day says Danny should go pre-jury and then Nicole. Like, we can't have Danny in the jury poisoning everything. So Enzo is playing along. He's like, yeah, they gotta go. And I mean, like, to a certain degree, he does want them to go. But, like, we know that Enzo is playing the middle. He just wants, like, all the girls out except for, like, Christmas. So Day and Bay say, Cody knows what's going on. And he doesn't care, like, what's going on here. So Cody's like, I'm sorry, Enzo says, I don't think he doesn't care. Like, he definitely cares. No. But they say, yeah, Cody cares about you, but he doesn't care about us. True. You don't even know, ladies, what's going on with Cody. He wants you both out. So then Danny comes in. And she's like, oh, should we have our Slick Six meeting now? And she yells out the door like, Tyler, come in here. And they're all like, whoa, why are you yelling for him to come in here? So Tyler comes in after a little bit. Danny leaves to go and get Cody. So once Danny is gone, Bailey and Davon tell Tyler the latest information. And Tyler's like, that's not cool. Like, the whole Danny and Nicole are trying to use Ian to go after us. And he's like, I told you guys. I told you they had some shady stuff going on. So then Cody and Danny join. They have the Slick Six meeting. And everyone is BSing. It's a joke. They all act like Memphis is going to be their target. They're saying he's weak right now. We'll just take him out. And, the pawn that we put up next to him will be up to whoever wins HOH. You get to decide. Enjoy. Such bullshit. Like, nobody believes that this is actually what the plan is. So then later, Bailey tells Cody the whole Danny and Nicole are using Ian to come after me and Day. Stop talking, Bailey! What are you doing? With all the information that has come out this week about how Cody and Nicole are, playing both sides and running everything, you're going to go and tell him this information? What are you doing? Oh my God, it's so dumb. And I've been rooting for Bailey, but this just hurts. Okay, so Day tells Kevin about it. And also, another thing that happened last night, Danny tried to clear the air with Day. She was like, I feel like things have been different with us. Like, I don't want any tension. So she asked Day, like, have I done anything to upset you? And, or is it just because we're both on slop? Like, what's going on here? And Day says, no, we're fine. We're fine. No, you're not. Okay, so then that was all last night. It's a whole big mess. And now we've got some highlights from today. Tyler and Ian, they agreed to work together. They call themselves the insurance policy. And then just more sloppiness, and I hate this. Christmas tells Tyler all the info from Kaser. Christmas lets Danny know that Bay and Day are targeting her. Danny tells Cody. Cody talks to Nicole. And now Cody also found out directly from Day what Kaser was saying. And he lets Nicole know, hey, your friend Ian, he told Kaser that you were trying to get him to target Day and Bailey. And now they're coming after us. Oh my God. So now Nicole is like, I feel betrayed. She is not happy with Ian. They're both pissed at Ian. They agree that they're targeting Ian. So all of his sloppiness has gotten Ian in trouble. And I'm very angry. Yeah. It's a whole mess. So the eviction is tonight. We all know that Kaser is going. Again, with all this stuff that's going on, why was there never an attempt to maybe, I don't know, keep Kaser as a number and take out Christmas? I mean, really, it just makes no sense to me. But I'm not sure if Kaser is going to try and blow stuff up in his speech. I mean, all that information is already circulating around the whole house now anyway. But tonight is going to be a very important HOH competition. Very important. So we'll see what happens. Oh, thank you. Bowie! Oh, Lulu, come in.
Come on
in,
Lucy.
Open the door.
She opened it for
Oh,
her.
Bowie just opened the door for Lucy. That was the cutest thing I've ever seen. So I want to thank all of you guys for watching. This was a gigantic mess and very disappointing, but yeah. I don't even know who to blame really at this point. I mean,
You know who I blame?
What?
Grodner.
Oh, yeah, right. Let me just get this.
Couple of tries, couple of dies.
Yeah. I feel like honestly, Bailey really messed up Bailey and Day by going to the guys and sharing all the information from Kaser.
Dumb rookie move.
I mean, Kaser was giving them quality info, and now
we're rooting for you.
They messed up their own games. They're messing up Ian's game. It's just not good. So
we were all rooting for you.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to thank all of our super chatters today. You guys are amazing. Yes, this is like on Top Model, right? We were all rooting for you. But today's super chatters, we're rooting for you guys too. You're amazing. So we have Jody Cortez, thank you so much. Jefferson Tucker, thank you so much. Anita Starr, thank you so much. Angela H, thank you so much. Lala, is it Buffenmeyer? Thank you so much. Jared Harper, thank you so much. Julie Smith and Nini, ruff, ruff, thank you so much. Debbie Priziagoda? I tried. I'm so sorry if that's wrong, but thank you so much. You're awesome. Persiagoda. That sounds
better.
Yeah. Jessica Noe, thank you so much. She has a question. How do I think my personality would change going into the house versus real life? That's a good question. I think I would probably be
a wreck.
A mess, yeah. Maybe a little bit more erratic than usual. Definitely paranoid as hell. I tend to be very easygoing in real life. I don't know that would stick in the house. Also,
are you kidding? You would be the life of the party in the house.
I don't know about that.
You'd be like, F y'all, big brother, we're having a sing-along.
Maybe for a while, but I feel like that would not last because I'm an introvert and I would need time to
recharge.
Be alone. Yes. So that would not be good. But anyway, thank you for your question and thank you for your soup chat. Estine, thank you so much. Jennifer Anderson, thank you so much. Traval K, thank you so much. And M. Murray, COJ, thank you so much. You're so generous. You guys, seriously amazing. Yes, we had so much fun in Jolene's chat the other night. And I saw that Jolene did a chat last night with none other than Hurricane Howie from season 6 and 7.
What?
Yes. Co-hosted by my new BFF, Powell. So we didn't get to watch it last night because we were working on our episode recap, but we're definitely going to be checking that out because it looks like such a great time, and I think all you guys should check it out
Howie.
Too. Yes, we love all of our fellow BB YouTubers. So Jolene, Honestly Honecker, Nerdtainment, Busy Blue, of course, Metro D, TV Talks with Tom. I know, Carter Matt and Jess, amazing. Yeah, all of you guys, rap, good times. Good times, great oldies. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to go because I need a little bit of time before tonight's eviction episode, but thank you all so much for watching and hanging out. And thank you again to our super chatters. You guys rock.
Big up yourselves.
Yes. Okay. So we'll see you later for the episode chat. I feel like this next week is going to be a mess. So
yeah,
we'll be here to unpack it.
Nothing good. Nothing good.
Yep. See you guys later. And until then, much love.